In this video, you will learn 5 powerful texting secrets that will make a man want you like crazy. So if you're dating a guy and you want to keep him thinking about you, smiling, and falling in love with you, then you've got to watch this video. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you want to make your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, the texting secrets that will make a man want you. If you're dating in today's world, you know that texting is the first and most common tool used for people to get to know one another. And that's because it works. Texting is direct and efficient, and it doesn't require the awkward chit-chat that is typical of phone calls between strangers. So when texting is used properly, it can be a great way to flirt and create attraction between you and your man. And because it has become the expected way of communicating for dating, it's super important that you learn how to be good at it. Then you can use your texting skills to make your man crave your attention and yearn to see you. Oh, and I'm also going to share a warning about how texting can lead to the death of your dating life. So make sure you watch the whole video and get that last one. It's so important. So without further ado, here are the secrets to texting a man that you like. Number 1, text him with confidence. Confident texting is one of the most useful texting techniques you'll ever learn. And that's because when you're sending these types of texts, you are conveying that you like yourself, you like him, and that you want to further the conversation, as in getting to know him better. So, how do you show your confidence through texting? Well, in 3 ways. First, the content and style of your texts are going to convey that you are confident and happy. And second, you are going to show your confidence by sometimes being the one to reach out and text him for the first time. And lastly, you are going to show your confidence by knowing when to end the conversation and not over texting. Let me explain these one by one. The first way you display confidence over text is by having fun and keeping your text playful and lighthearted. So when you are crafting a text, I want you to imagine his face at the moment he reads your text. Is he going to be smiling and laughing, or is he going to feel like he's obligated to respond? If you're not sure, fix it before you send it. And don't be afraid to gently tease him or make fun of him in a lighthearted and non-threatening way. And also make fun of yourself as well. Of course, you are also going to be having serious texts, but for the most part, try keeping things light, because making him smile and light up when he sees your message is one key to getting him to like you and be eager to see your texts. The second part, I want you to have the confidence to reach out to a man and start the initial text conversation. See, if a guy's interested in you, getting a first text from you is going to make him very happy. And it also shows him that you have the confidence and self-assurance to let him know that you're interested. And that's very attractive. Trust me, sometimes a man is going to play it cool, and so he waits a while before reaching out and texting you. Other times, he might even be reluctant to be the first one to text because he wasn't able to accurately gauge your interest in him. Whatever the case, if you were to reach out to him by sending him the first text, he's going to know you're interested, and it gives him the green light to proceed. So yeah, don't be afraid to make the first text. Lastly, show your confidence by being the one who ends the conversation at the right time. Confident people leave the conversation before it's over. It shows that they have control over it and that they aren't worried about when they will communicate next. So be mindful and respectful of what he's doing besides texting you, and gracefully signal that you are going to get back to whatever you are doing in real life. And of course, don't just disappear on him mid-conversation. Let him know that you're getting back to whatever it is you were doing. Number 2, vary the timing of your responses to text messages. Varying the timing of your responses is based on the concept of a variable interval reinforcement schedule. In psychology, a variable interval reinforcement schedule is a powerful tool used to shape behavior and learning. Behavioral psychologists know that changing the rate or time interval of giving a reinforcement, like responding to a text message, has powerful effects on behavior. In plain English, once you have established that he's interested and you've also shown him that you're interested, you're going to vary the amount of time it takes you to respond to his text messages. Simply put, when he texts you, sometimes you will respond within seconds, sometimes within minutes, sometimes within hours, and sometimes you might even forget to respond. And when you do that, he is going to keep checking his phone to see if you responded. And that means that he's also going to be thinking of you. And when you do respond, he's going to be excited to read it, and he's going to get a hit of dopamine as part of that reward. And that just reinforces his behavior and motivation for you even more. Think about what happens when you are interested in a guy and you text him, and sometimes he responds right away. Sometimes it takes him 30 minutes and sometimes it takes him hours. When he doesn't respond right away, what does it do to you? Well, if you like him, you are probably wondering what he's doing. Is he busy? Is he working? Is he away from his phone? Or did he forget about me? But do you like him any less, or does it simply cause you to think about him more? Doesn't it make you check your phone more and think about what he's doing? So vary the rate in which you respond and try to make it as random as possible. Again, sometimes you respond immediately, sometimes within minutes, sometimes within hours, and yes, I want you to sometimes not respond, especially if he didn't ask a question. Of course, if he double texts, then you'll need to respond and tell him that you forgot. Number 3, texts that compliment him. Compliments make anyone feel good, but men probably don't get compliments too often. So when you say something nice to a guy that you like, he'll definitely remember it and feel more appreciated too. But it's also important that you compliment him without any ulterior motives or any sort of secret agenda. In other words, you are not complimenting him in a way where you are also fishing for a compliment or measuring his feelings. Instead, give genuine compliments. So, what types of compliments are best? Specific compliments that appeal to his sense of masculinity, intelligence, accomplishments, and sense of humor work very well. For example, if you were to text him something like, "I always feel safe when I'm in your arms," you will be appealing to his masculinity and his protective instincts. He will certainly be smiling and feeling proud of himself when he reads a text like that. Or send him a text that complements his sense of humor. So keep in mind, these are texts that you are going to send spontaneously, and they are going to be very specific. If your man is funny and you always laugh when you're together, let him know in a text like this: "It's so great when we are together, you always have me cracking up." Number 4, texts that create tension. People experience intense emotions whenever they are thinking about or anticipating things that are to come, especially things that are related to romantic intimacy. So when texting and flirting with your man, help him to develop fantasies that remind him of a time when you were intimate. Or if you haven't reached that point in your relationship, you could create even more tension because his curiosity is going to be piqued for sure. And I'm not saying that you have to make any promises or commit to something that you're not comfortable with. Just focus on the effects of your physical attraction by creating an image for him to think about. Remember, showing something is more effective than telling. So, for example, you might want to let your man know how you're feeling when you were daydreaming of your last night together. Rather than saying something like, "That was hot," or "I'm turned on," you can describe something hot by the reactions from the hotness. So you might describe a physical or mental reaction that you're having at that moment and include words that describe sensations in your body. Words like tingling and flushing or feeling faint, or tell him that you're having sensations in different parts of your body, or that your heart is beating fast. Do you see where I'm going? Again, use words that describe how you feel physically. Paint a picture of the way you're feeling. This has powerful effects because he is going to be imagining what you tell him. So make it good. Number 5, minimize the question marks in your text messages to increase your perceived confidence. So instead of asking questions such as, "Would you like to get together this weekend?" Or "Are you busy Saturday night?" Rephrase your questions into the form of a statement of what you want. So rather than saying, "Would you like to get together this weekend?" or "Are you busy on Saturday?" you say, "Let's have dinner on Saturday evening." The first question conveys uncertainty, but the second is much more assumptive and confident. You're telling him what you want to do, and of course you know he's going to want to do it too because it's going to be a great time. That text conveys confidence, certainty, and self-assurance. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I have a very important warning to share with you about texting, and that is that texting can be the death of the first date, and therefore you should keep it to a minimum before meeting in person for a date. Let me give you a scenario that helps to explain. Imagine that you have just started talking to a guy. Perhaps it is someone that you met at a party, or maybe you were introduced through a friend. It could also be someone that you met on social media or online. So you just exchange numbers, and of course you start chatting with each other over text. Sometimes things go amazingly well. You are really clicking and the conversations are building back and forth. That's when it becomes important to make a plan to meet in person as soon as possible. But why? Well, because there are too many chances for the conversation to die. There are too many chances for things to go wrong. There are too many chances to have something misconstrued, and then a first date will not happen at all. See, when you are texting, there's an absence of eye contact, body language, and tone of voice. That leaves so much up for misinterpretation. Things are misinterpreted or could be perceived the wrong way, and that kills the vibe and any attraction that may have been created. So, before you meet in person, try to keep things as short and sweet as possible. Don't try to learn his whole life history over text messages, because when you text too much, you leave nothing to explore or talk about in person. So instead, try to get to the first date as soon as possible. Now, I know that many women prefer to wait for the man to initiate and ask you out for the first time. But if you find that he is asking you so many questions about your life and trying to get to know you on text rather than in real life, you can be the one who suggests meeting in person. And this is exactly what you can text him. It's fun texting with you, but I think the best way to get to know one another is face to face. Let's meet for coffee or a drink. Then we can really get to know each other and determine if we want to pursue a friendship. Your thoughts? ? His response should be, yes, that sounds great. What does your weekend look like? On the other hand, if he comes up with excuses or doesn't try to zero in on a date, take note and be careful. You could be spinning your wheels and wasting your time on a man that is getting his needs met by knowing that you like him. Besides, do you really need another pen pal? By the way, if you are following these text suggestions, but you still feel like your guy is not engaged or responding well, perhaps he's not into you, or maybe he's playing mind games. Click here to watch a video that explains the difference, or click here to watch the video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. And if you found this video helpful, please subscribe to get more videos that will help you make your love life the best part of your life. I'll see you in the next video.